Oh, that's loud.
That's
a bit loud.
A surprise, this new music. That was
Hello,
a dirty
Ben,
beat.
It's
Good.
I did that myself on my decks, you know what I mean, just before we came on.
Yeah, how do your decks go again?
Wacka, wacka, whack, whack, wacka, whack. That's how they go, isn't it? Yeah.
I've never left the house.
No, I haven't. No, you're right. Anyway, lovely to see you, Ben. We're here for another chat about toys and action figures, computer games, and all of that jazz. Tonight, as ever, we've got me and you on screen. James, unfortunately, can't be joining us tonight. He's working at the golf club, but he will be in the chat, I understand. So hopefully he'll be chuntering in from now and then. But I've got some other guests today, so I'm going to bring them on one by one. We've got a guy who's been on some of my shows previously. He's just starting off on his own YouTube channel, and that is Comiclad Simon.
Hi, how are we?
Hi.
Hey, Simon.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you doing, Simon? Are you well?
I'm not too bad. How are you, man?
Not so bad, not so bad. Excited to have you on the show because I know you're a toy enthusiast, and you send us some images now and then of your toys. Just want to clarify that the images are of his toys. So looking forward to chatting with you a bit about that. Next, we've got a guy who I've worked with on some other shows in the past, but he's never been on my channel, and that is Highland G.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How you doing? Are you well?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good man, good man. So I've seen obviously Highland G on your own channel and also on your Instagram and all that kind of stuff, that you are a bit of an action figure fan and a statue fan. You buy. I know I get quite jealous of some of the statues in particular you pick up from now and then.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of collecting all over the place, to be honest. The issue I always kind of find is if you like certain characters, they only come in certain things. So, like for instance, Bluebird is a character that I like from the Batman Eternals, and I've only ever found a very small bust of her as a thing. So I've got that as a separate little kind of thing. But more recently, I've been trying to refine down to like specific little displays. So I'm looking for things that are roughly sort of 1/10 or 1/6 sort of scale overall, depending on what kind of fits. And I don't really mind if it's a statue or if it's a kind of posable figure, as long as it looks nice. But I do prefer things that have maybe like clothing and things covering the joints if there's a lot of joints and stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, Ben's a big 1/6 scale figure collector, and that joint kind of coverage for those characters that have got bare arms is a bit of a pain, Ben, isn't it, at times?
Yeah, constant wrist peg issues and like the seamless stuff's good, but then you've got to make sure that it is good and it's not gonna crack and stuff like that. But like Iron Studios in 1/10 do amazing Marvel statues, and interesting you're saying about characters that don't get love in other forms. So like the only place that I could get like a decent Blob or Pyro, is those Iron Studio statues. So
so that's the thing. Like I find sometimes you have to go to whichever model type does it, especially if you want like a very specific character. Because a couple that I've been looking for recently, and I've just not come across any decent statues of, is Arsenal or Wally West Flash. Yeah, they just don't seem to exist.
Yeah. So there is a Wally West Flash. I'm trying to remember. I saw one at a toy fair a little while ago, but it's a variant of
Wally
the
West Flash. So
say again.
McFarlane toys. They have a Wally West Flash
of the toys. Yeah, the statue we're talking about. Those.
Yeah, I've seen really smaller ones, but I've never seen it. Like I've seen things that maybe like an alternate paint of the Barry statue, but it's not really a Wally statue.
Yeah, so that was so this guy had two statues. One was the Barry, and then the other was a variant, and it was literally the Barry statue with white eyes painted. So it wasn't really a Wally. But yeah, it's challenging when you like collecting more obscure characters. I mean, if you're into Iron Man, your heart's content for toys, as Ben's recent video segue to your video, Ben.
Thanks.
Nicely done. So if you like Iron Man, there's hundreds of bloody figures. But if you're more obscure in terms of some of the characters you like, it is more challenging. Okay, so we've got somebody else in the chat who's a guy whose YouTube channel I've followed for a long time because he does a lot of videos on a passion of mine, which is comic hunting. and that in toy hunting, sorry, at car boot fairs and places like that. And that is Darren. How are you doing, Darren?
Hey guys, how we doing? Good,
Hey,
thanks.
man. Welcome.
Lovely to
welcome.
have you on the channel, Darren. Really nice
Thanks
to
for
have you
having
as
me.
part of this. And I have to see you've got a cracking display behind you there. I've seen it on your videos, but you've got a nice
Thanks
array
very
of
much.
different figures and selections. So that's really good stuff.
It-
Okay.
It's
Oh, we lost you, Darren.
Oh, it's flipped as well.
No worries, no problem. So just before we move on with the show,
Stuck in a
just wanna-
tornado.
I just want to quickly jump into the chat, see who we've got. As ever, we've got good old StreamYard. Nice to see you. We've got Zan.
Zan.
Evening, Zan. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining. Oh, we've got this guy. Don't know who he is. We've got Captain Comics. Ahoy, mates and mermaids. Oh, for the love of God. He's going to be in the chat all night, isn't he? I think. Okay, I'm not going to read that one out loud.
I'm a big Toy Story fan as well, Kat.
Yeah. We've got Off My Shelves. I can't believe High and G is doing a live without me. More than welcome to come on at some point, Chris, mate. Chris has got an amazing channel. Really would recommend you go and check out Chris's channel. He does some superb book. I don't want to say the last time I said he did book reviews, he told us there weren't reviews, there were overviews or something. So yeah, he's got a marvelous challenge where he talks about books.
He does like read throughs of things and stuff as well. Like
Yeah.
as he's going through it.
Yeah, but it's really good, and he's recommended a lot of stories that I've picked up on. We've got Comic Mag Musings. Nice to see you again, mate. Hope you're well. And
Hi,
we've
dude.
got good old Ian Carter. Nice to see you, Ian. Okay, so Darren will join when he can because he's had to jump off for a second there. But I just wanted to briefly start off by talking a little bit about what all. So, and what I'm interested in here, because we've got some new faces on the channel, I want to talk a little bit about what you particularly collect. I know we've just touched on it briefly there with Highland G, but what kind of things you are passionate about, and what your grail is. So if at the moment you have a grail figure or statue that you're looking for, I'd like to know a little bit about what that is. So start off with myself. I've been collecting all kinds of stuff for many, many years. Started with comic books, moved into action figures when I was younger, then kind of fell out of love with them, sold them all, and then I've restarted recently and got very much into the hot toy and the 1/6 scale kind of area, thanks to Ben. A credit card doesn't thank you, Ben, but never mind. So I'm getting very much into that kind of area. Grail at the moment, I'm not really sure. I've got one. As you know, some of you may know, me and Ben are doing this 1 month hiatus where we're trying to not buy anything. But I have to say, Ben, and I know there's some controversy about it, and I don't know if you're going to touch on it later on. I do like the look of that cable figure, the Hot Toys cable, and I've had to really sit in my hands this week not to buy
Not to
that.
press buy.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
struggling
back.
on a couple of things, to be honest.
So that's me. So Ben, tell a little bit about yourself in terms of your collecting habits.
Yeah, so I'm Ben, aka the Attention Seeking Geek. I have been a comic collector for long time, but very recently sort of decided to stop picking up comics regularly. I will still pick up the odd kind of Silver Age, book if it really is a personal grail to me. But if you want to sort of find out about why I made that decision, I did make a little video on that. And my focus now is, as Peter said, the 1/6 scale figures. That being said, again, I've kind of recently got to a point, and you watch the news and stuff with what's going on with the economy and everything like that, and I have decided to really kind of try and harness, hone down rather, what it is that I'm collecting. So it will be very specific now in terms of my collection. A grail that I'm sort of after at the moment, I'm actually going to talk about later in the 1/6 scale section of the show, because it is something that was recently announced. So it won't be out for a couple of years, probably 5 years, knowing Hot Toys. But it is on the way, and it is going to be a grail. So we'll come to that.
I think I can probably guess what that might be. I mean, you mentioned you mentioned the challenges of finance there, Ben, and I guess
Mhm.
you know the other big challenge that I'm finding, and I'm sure some of the other collectors on screen will find, is just physical space.
Yeah,
You
and
know, running out of
Yeah.
shelves is mental. You know,
that more
Um,
because finance, that's what debt is for, right? Toys. But like, yeah, space is like even today I've kind of rejigged things around and stuff just to try and rob Peter to pay Paul in
Yeah.
terms of space. Nightmare.
it's crazy. Simon, tell a little bit about
Hello.
your collecting habits.
So my collecting habits, I mainly collect Hasbro. That's some Marvel. I'm big collecting on the Star Wars at the moment on the main line. So if you don't know, Star Wars Hasbro do various lines. So they do a vintage line, they do an archive line, and then the main line with a lot of the same figures. And they do also the vintage line are like tiny, like old school, and so I've started collecting on the main line, just purely because I like the look of the boxes and they stack well.
Yeah.
So for ease on a shelf, they look really nice. I am a inbox collector. I don't like to take them out of the box, so which is not everyone's taste, but it's my taste because I rather have them in the box, which is why I'm a bit. We will talk about it a bit later, but I do like having them windowed and on
Yeah.
show. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. So I used to be an inbox collector, and I had before the kids came along, I had pegboard up in my man cave, and then I had them all stacked. When I sold a load, I gave a load to my son and watched him open the packets, and it was probably one of the worst days of my life. I regretted just
I
watching
thought
him.
you were going to say the most
Oh,
joyous
Nah,
moment
not at
of
all.
my life.
Not
No,
at all. I was
no.
stressed to the hilt watching him rip them through the boxes, and then I thought this will be all right because you play with them, and he just kind of threw them on the floor and pissed off. And I was like, "How we? Do you know how many years it's taken us to collect these? There were the what do you call them? Alex Ross Marvel DC figures, and anyway, never mind.
Never mind.
Highland G, what kind of stuff do you collect?
So yeah, as I was saying a bit earlier, it's a bit of a mix of everything. For me, it's more about creating little displays of like certain characters. So as I say, I've got maybe like one or two sort of 10 scale characters that are like the Birds of Prey, and I like have them all kind of together. And then I've got sort of 6 scale characters that are mainly the Titans. I don't really care which sets they come from, but as long as they kind of look well together. So I've got like Starfire, I've got Nightwing, and I've got a few others kind of together around that. But then I've got really small like things as well. Like some of the kind of pop figure size things is like, that kind of things from, it's Q Fig or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So I've got maybe like 3 or 4 turtles and kind of stuff like that. But what I also like to do, as you'll see on my Instagram, is like modify and kind of change stuff as well. So if I can get things at a decent price, like it's not an overly expensive toy, so you're talking like anywhere up to about £50 or so, then I don't mind doing a little bit of modifications to it as well. So I've taken like an Iron Man statue that was a plastic toy and repainted like the gold and black on it to full kind of stealth suit it out so that it looks a bit nicer, like stuff like that. So I like doing that kind of thing as well.
So I noticed on your post a little while ago, you'd done something very similar with the Power Ranger Morphers.
Yeah.
You'd taken one of those apart and kind of pretty much rebuilt it. Very nice. Very nice. I know Ben's a big Power Ranger fan, so that looks
So yeah, it's done to be Lord Draken's Morpher, and I've done all the cracks and stuff in it so that it properly like still opens up and everything, but it's like shattered.
Very good. See, I haven't got the confidence to do stuff like that because I think I would just balls it all up and break it. And when you're dealing with things like Hot Toys, you don't really want to muck around too much. Ben, you've made your own figures.
Threshold, like I'll risk something that's like £50. I won't risk something that's like £300.
Yeah, absolutely. But Ben, you've kind of made your own figures and kit bashed and things like that, haven't you?
I only tried with the Stan Lee and failed miserably. He's got super glue all over his neck.
Stan Lee was well known for having a lot of super glue on him, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Looks like someone's done a mischief on him. It's not good. It's not good. So yeah, once and never again. I think for me, like, I know it sounds weird, but I do I do like even like incredible customs. Like I do sometimes just like that feeling that something's come out of a factory. I know that sounds weird, but I mean, if I could do it better, I probably would do it, but I can't.
Yeah. Good stuff. Darren, what kind of stuff do you collect?
Oh,
Is he there?
he's having an absolute mare, isn't he, Darren?
He's having a mare. He's having a mare. We'll quickly jump to the chat. Pieface, even one knows anyone picked up the Transformers stamps yet? I haven't. I've seen them, and they look
I didn't know
superb.
that was the thing.
Yeah.
But Ben, we've talked about this before. Stamp collecting, I'm worried, is just a step too far for us.
I've got the Star Wars ones when
I've
they
got the
did
Star
those.
Trek ones.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like in terms of like nerdy things, Star Trek stamps are probably the worst, nerdiest thing that you could ever own.
Just
Like,
put-
How dare you? How dare
no
you,
longer
sir?
want to be your friend.
We've had this debate before, and I'm sure Star Trek won out. But anyway, so yeah, the Transformer stamps do look very, very nice. I like them a lot. So I probably will pick up a set of them.
Oh, you've got to, Pete. I'm just having a look at them now.
The Prime one in particular looks
Let's have a look.
phenomenal. Yeah, the Prime one looks phenomenal. Darren, what kind of
Yes.
stuff do you collect?
I have to apologise about my signal first and foremost.
Don't-
It's ridiculous.
Don't worry.
So we'll plod on. So basically, nostalgia.
Oh, no. We got
It's gone
nostalgia.
We got
one
nostalgia,
word.
Darren. We got nostalgia. We'll come back to you when you think your
I
signal's
thought
sorted.
he had his T-shirt on, ready to
I
go
know.
tonight,
Listen.
and everything.
Listen, don't worry about it, Darren. Just jump in when you can. I know internet connection can be an absolute nightmare. James T is just saying there, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thank you very much, James. And he's congratulating us on hitting 700 subs. Thank you, James.
man.
Ben
Well
also hit
deserved.
700 subs as well, didn't you, Ben, recently?
Yeah,
so-
but I buy mine on the internet, on the
Yeah,
dot.
congratulations on that. Now, I'm just going to, that's very nice of you, James, but I'm just going to ask Highland G how many subs he's got.
I think it's 1,666.
Tremendous. Superb.
Monetized, baby.
That's how he can afford all the fancy statues, man. He's raking it in. Yeah, no,
I wish monetizing
congratulations.
paid that well.
Yeah. Congratulations, Highland G. I'd watch your channel and it's well deserved. So good show for that.
That's great.
Thanks.
Right. So, Ben, I wanted to touch on this because it is toy related and it's a new show you've got coming out, which I'm very excited about. So tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so this starts on Saturday night, the Figure Fantasy show, where basically I invite a panel to come on and pitch me ideas of their dream 1/6 scale figures that have never been made before. So the show will kind of break down in terms of different themes, what the figure is, what the accessories are, and what kind of other figures could accompany that, and display options and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a bunch of 1/6 scale nerds get together and splurge their fantasies on the internet. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be I've got an eclectic panel from across the globe lined up. So I'm looking forward to it. Actually, it should be good fun.
I think it sounds really good. I'm very interested, so it should be a great laugh, I'm sure. We're going to talk a little bit about car boot sales, but I'm going to hold off on that until Darren hopefully comes back, or if he can't get himself connected, we'll get him back on another show in the future to talk about that. So we'll jump past that at the moment, and instead we'll move straight on to one. Right, Ben, take
Hello,
it
I'm
away.
Trevor McDonald, and this is the what that music sounds like. I love it. Okay, so let's have a look at what's been released first then since the last show, which I believe was the San Diego Comic-Con
Yeah.
Bonanza show we did. That went on far too long, didn't it, that show?
Oh, days,
James-
bloody days.
James
yeah.
was pissed as a fart. It was
He was
hilarious.
hammered,
Watch it
yeah.
if you want to just watch someone drunk. It's very funny. Anyway, so yeah, Hot Toys released since then. So a bit of a strange one, but they announced this cap, which is a 2.0 of the stealth suit, but they've branded it.
Signal is
Darren's having an absolute nightmare.
I'm not sure if you was annoyed or if you got very excited about the images on screen.
Maybe, he's really into cable.
Are you? Sorry, Darren. We're just going to crack on with Ben's segment at the moment, Darren. We'll come back to you in a minute, mate. Oh,
It's done enough. So the stealth suit is a 2.0, so it's a re-release, kind of, retooled and stuff. But what they've done is they've branded it as Endgame, and that kind of confused a lot of people initially. Brilliant, because nothing annoys me more than snipes when they're in the chat and not on the bloody show.
Yeah. It's typical,
down.
Though, isn't it?
So they branded it as Endgame, which had a lot of people scratching their head because they were like, "Oh, when does he wear this suit?" But he wears this suit when they first go to kill Thanos at the beginning. And they've included like the burnt Infinity Gauntlet and stuff, which is a bit of a weird accessory choice, but it's a 2.0, so the figure moves a lot more freer. The colors kind of pop and stuff. I think there's improvements in terms of that pleather material on the straps and stuff as well. So really, really smart figure. And they did the same with this Civil War Iron Man Mark. Can't remember what it is. Mark 40 something by that point. I can't.
There's a lot of Iron Man.
Can't keep up and. Yeah, but again, same situation. It's a 2.0 retooled, and represented. So they announced it, and then they were released about like 4 days after, but exclusively for a store in Hong Kong, I believe. So at the moment, you cannot get these on like the Western market. You would have to go to like Hong Kong resellers and stuff like that. So yeah, bit of a strange one there. And because of that, the secondhand the prices are already silly.
I didn't realize that, Ben, because I have to say, out of all of, I'm a big Captain America fan. I love that costume in the comics. I like it's not got it on this figure, but I like the red piping up the side of his pants, the Super Patriot costume. So I looked at that and I thought, ooh, if I was to get another cap for my Hot Toy collection, it would probably be that version. So,
Winter Soldier is my favorite film potentially of the whole MCU. So, that would definitely be a dream figure if I could own it. Otherwise, there's been a couple of drops. The cable was a long time coming, so they finally announced it. There's been a bit of backlash in terms of how kind of skinny he looks without his clothes on and stuff. So if you take off his clothes,
I have the same trouble.
Me too, pal. The sculpt of the Technovirus thing does kind of carry on to his chest, but as Highland was saying earlier, like you can see joints. You could drive a train through some of those gaps on the joints, and the feedback hasn't been great for it. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's still a really good figure, but that's been some of the feedback on it.
So I
he's going to get it.
I think I am. So I watched. There was loads of negativity about it, like you say, particularly for people saying, "Oh, when you take his clothes off, he looks terrible." I'm not going to be posing him with his clothes off.
No, I don't think anyone was planning to. Like they almost should have taken that away as even an option. Like I think, but yeah, you've got the Deadpool, so it's gotta be done. Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the series version of Sebastian Stan's Winter Soldier. There, I didn't think the head sculpt was brilliant on this figure. It's quite wide. I don't know what it is. It's just I feel like they haven't captured him as well as they have in previous versions. But it's also a really beige design. Like I never liked this design. I feel like Winter Soldier has just got more and more bland the longer he's kind of stayed around as a character. Like for me, his arc's done, and I have no interest in the figure, but that's just me. And speaking of no interest in a figure, there's a Venomized Iron Man from. So I think this from the.
I didn't even realize that was Iron Man.
Yeah, it's from the Maximum Venom game or something, or I can't remember what it's from. It's from like a very obscure thing, but anyway, that's there. So yeah, that's some of the drops that have actually come out.
I don't understand the Venom thing at all, because it just sometimes Hot Toys. I mean, we were talking earlier, weren't we, about obscure characters? They don't give with obscure characters, but they give with totally random shit like that. I mean, who's crying out for that?
I think the problem with Hot Toys sometimes is they give artistic license to artists on certain things to put their stamp on it. So like this is really abstract with the kind of crab-like legs and stuff coming out. And I think if it was more traditional in terms of what you would imagine a Venomized Iron Man to look like, I think people would have been more drawn to it. But it's got crabs legs. It's got crabs.
Yeah. Crabs.
Trust me, like no one wants to be around anyone with crabs.
I feel like sometimes they just want to create sets because they know that if you start buying a set, you'll complete it. Whereas
Exactly.
like they don't want to sell the individual figures you actually want.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Simon and Highland G, do you guys have any Hot Toys or 1/6 scale figures? Would any of these tempt you to buy one of these?
No.
So I do have a few 1/6 sort of scale things. So like most recently, I picked up the Power Ranger.
Oh yeah.
So I've got that, and I'm looking to get the Ranger Slayer one to go with it as soon as that comes out as well. So that I'll have the two of them. So I've got that, I picked up Starfire recently. It's I forget who does it now, Tweeter Head or something like that. So she's like flying right up on her hair, like she's massive. She's almost about the height of the figure again, just off that podium thing that she's on. So I've actually got that right on the top of my cart because I have nowhere else that I can actually fit it right now. I don't have the luxury of some of the really nice shelves that you guys have for kind of displaying. So yeah, I have kind of dabbled in, and then I've got my Red Hood one. If you want me to show it just now, or I can show it later.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
No, I want to see it.
Yeah. Show it now, Highland. Is that what you're going to use for show and tell? Or
yeah.
Right, we'll have a look in a bit.
Whoa.
We'll hold off then.
Simon,
as I said, the other one I've got to show just now is this one.
I don't have any
Draken.
Hot Toys purely because of, I suppose, costing for me and obviously space. So I'm currently trying to find I want to find a new display for my living room just to display the characters I have from like McFarlane and Hasbro. Because I'm tempted to take all my actual, even though I'm a box collector, I'm tempted to take my McFarlane ones out because one, they're cheaper, and two, I quite like them because they're more articulate, and make them as a diorama display in a nice stand case like the IKEA. Is it Deltoff IKEA? A lot of people use. Yeah. So, but the problem with that one is IKEA. Yeah. They've stopped doing the black one and they only do it in white. So, and I want a black one to match.
Is that just a stock thing though? Or
it's literally in the UK. They've stopped doing the black.
What?
Yeah, which is annoying. You can only get it in white. It's about £75 in IKEA. And I was thinking, I could paint the wood, but it's just a lot of ball aching.
I couldn't cope with painting all the wood and stuff.
No. So I'm trying to
together.
find someone with an old one, but at the moment I can only find people in Scotland who've got them.
Yeah, collection only on eBay, Scotland.
Yeah.
Highland G's like, I'll get it for you.
So I want about two of those. That's what I'm after. So.
And those, and we'll talk about it a little bit later on. Those McFarlane figures are pretty stunning. So they do need releasing from the package.
The big format ones like Clayface and Man Bat.
Oh, Ben, you wanted to get the Bane one, didn't you?
The Bane.
The Bane was tremendous.
I love that Bane.
Yeah. Okay, Ben. Announcements.
Yeah. So as you can see, more announcements than releases, which probably isn't great for Hot Toys at the moment because the backlog's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But that's where we are. So let's have a look at this then. Let's cover these two guys at the bottom first. The kind of I can't remember even what they're from.
It's from. I saw the images. It's from some sci-fi.
Yeah, it's a Chinese film that's kind of like exclusively for that sort of market. So
because at first when I saw those images, Ben, I thought it was from a tremendous film called Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow, yeah. I think it's called Warriors of Tomorrow or something. Probably should have done that in my research, but it was that moment of like, this company is a foreign company focused on that market initially and then our market, and I think moments like that make you realize that is the case. Warriors of Future Warriors of Future. There you go. If you ever want to check it out. Anyway, so they came out, and then you got a really interesting release, actually, the RoboCop. So this is branded as the RoboCop from RoboCop 3. So it does come with the jetpack and things like that, and it looks to have more of that kind of purplish, sort of bluish tint to it. But it's essentially a re-release, isn't it? A 2.0 of their original one. But what a figure that is! So
nice.
a lot of people are happy.
Did NECA do a RoboCop 3 with the jetpack?
I think NECA have done
a
couple. Yeah.
I'm not happy, Ben.
Because you've just spent a lot of money on the original.
Yeah. Literally, I bought that, and then I think the week later they put the re-release or whatever they call it.
But in your defense, it will be another 2 years before this is out, and if that tint is really evident, then you still have that original RoboCop, which is the one you want. So trying to make you feel better. So let's have a look at Marvel then. So I'm not going to go into it too much because I made a 2-minute gag about it on my channel. But we had 2 more Iron Man releases, re-release of the Mark III, I think that is, and then so it's not even the suit up version. It's technically the suit down version where he has a panic attack in Iron Man 3 and just steps out of the armor in the bar. And they are releasing that as a figure for, was it $360 or something? Like, so yeah, fuck me. Anyway, the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster release. I was really happy about the announcement, but then I looked at the figure and I looked harder at the figure, and it's very soft. Like the hair kind of looks like noodles. The silver on the helmet just doesn't reflect enough, and it sort of looks a bit Marvel Legends-y.
Yeah.
And for the price that you're paying, it's So I don't know.
Totally agree. When I looked at it, the big blown up pictures and whatnot, it just looked like a big Marvel Legend. I don't know, it didn't have that hot toy feel to it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think I'm going to see if it goes down in price, and I might be tempted to pick it up if it gets to that kind of 200 mark. But we'll see. One on the other hand, though, probably the best head sculpt I've potentially ever seen was this Tobey Maguire head sculpt. Like, I genuinely think it's a 10. I think there's another 10 on here as well, which we'll come to, but it's phenomenal. And of course it's a kind of retooling and re-release of the Spider-Man from the Raimi trilogy, but of course branded for No Way Home and stuff like that. And it, Peter, comes with a Sandman base.
Ooh.
Just a base. Just a base. So,
did you pull the trigger on that appalling Sandman non-licensed one?
The more I looked at it,
it's shit, mate. It's shit.
I tempered my excitement. It's really bad. Like it's really bad. The thing
I
is,
kind of want you to buy it just so I can tell you how shit it looks.
My
This is
only-
very, this is
My
rubbish.
only idea was I might get it and have like Miles go against it and stuff, but then no, I don't. I
Would you get that, Toby, to go with your Miles, or?
So the price of this Toby was about, I think it was like $390.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm very close to tapping out with Hot Toys at the Marvel prices. Star
Yeah.
Wars, everything else, a lot more reasonable. But for some reason, don't know whether it's the licenses on the head sculpts, but the prices are silly. And this Spider-Man kind of really represents that. So yeah, no, I mean the Raimi Spider-Man was never my favorite. Like it's my first, and the nostalgia is massive for Tobey Maguire. But for me, Andrew Garfield was always a better Peter. and
Can you get
Spider-Man.
all three then? With
Yeah, they're all coming. They're all
they're all
coming.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, sorry, Ben. That said,
you're
that price. I hear what you're saying about the price point, but that head sculpt is phenomenal, isn't it? I guess you get what you pay for in some regards.
yeah, look. These are small pieces of fine art, essentially. And you look at the price of what people pay to put on their bloody wall. So yeah, you're right. I'm buying one.
When they do these head sculpts, have they actually like recorded the actor's face digitally now to get him like so accurate and articulate?
I don't know what the exact process is. As far as I understand, they're just cast. They're just molded and made, and
I think they are done because Hasbro's changed over the years, and now their figures are looking more and more facial features and everything.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know because Hot Toys do get it wrong at the moment still.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
they're doing that technique, it doesn't work across the board. But we are getting a new T'Challa as well. So this is a re-release on that original suit. So of course they released this as part of the Civil War range, but this is being branded as a Black Panther from the film. So it's that opening kind of sequence where he's in the trees and stuff like that. They've got a ceremonial kind of shield and the ceremonial mask with this as well. So a lot of people are very happy. A very kind of emotional release, yeah, I'm definitely tempted by this because I think it'll be special.
I haven't got a Black Panther. I haven't got a Black Panther, so
You're supposed to be on a freeze.
Well, yeah, I'm not ordering it now. I mean, I'll order it.
He's got 2 years to think about it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely getting a Black Panther, and I just think that's it. Again, looking at the head.
See, I'm sort of holding out for the T'Challa Star-Lord. Like if they did that, they obviously showed it, but it's not announced officially yet. They've just shown a prototype, so we'll see. Moving over to Star Wars, then I alluded to it earlier with a Grail, and that Grail is a Darth Vader. You can't have a Star Wars Hot Toys collection without a Vader, and I'm desperate to have one in my collection. And I was probably very close to forking out quite a bit of money for one on the second-hand market, but now this is coming out and it comes with the cracked helmet there from Obi-Wan. It's going to have a USB powered lightsaber, which is a huge improvement on the technology from before. Sorry, Peter.
Fuck off.
I'm sorry.
Guess what I bought just before they released this?
Yeah, the other one.
He bought one of the
to
old
be fair,
ones.
Hasbro, I haven't seen one with a broken mask, so this will be a first. And obviously, we've seen him now in quite a few series. Well, Obi-Wan series, and I think it happened in
So it happened in Rebels a while back.
Rebels, that's it. Rebels, where they broke the mask as well. So it's quite, a well-known one.
Yeah. The only thing is, though, I'm not necessarily going to display him like that. And I'm seeing the prices of these second-hand ones drop now. So I'm just like, do I need the all singing, all dancing version, or do I just need a Vader? So I don't know, Peter. I might, in the coming months, coming years or whatever, like just pick one up anyway. But
just buy one off Peter and let Peter get this one.
Yeah, I can honestly see that happening. But yeah, so we're also getting a Grand Inquisitor, which, as a fellow sassy arsehole, I love this guy, and I was very happy to see him in figure form. It was a bit strange that he was announced before Reva, but as part of his release announcement, Reva was teased, and then lo and behold, about 3 weeks later, we actually got an official release of the Reva figure. And this was the other 10 out of 10 head sculpt that I spoke about earlier, because it's incredible. Like, it is amazing what they've done here. So whatever you think about the character, the figure is outstanding. So, and yeah, I saw a photo. It was in a Japanese magazine, I think, and it had Vader stood like behind and raised, you know, with Inquisitor and Reva, like, you know, it was like a family portrait, and I was just like, that looks tremendous.
That looks
like,
fit, yeah.
And is that
Can
a
I-
USB lightsaber as well, Ben?
Yeah, so that from this point onwards, Obi-Wan was the first one. I think they're all going to be powered by USB now. So, to be fair, they'll start popping up on eBay and stuff secondhand, so you can upgrade your old figures and stuff like that if you want to. So, because at the moment I don't even display with a blade because I just think it looks rubbish. So I'd rather
That
just.
Inquisitor, does his move, or it's shaking?
It's
or...
not gonna move.
No, it's
like,
just like
no.
Yeah, but I think that image, Simon, what you alluding to there, the lightsabers come with like a standard blade, and then like that's the actual toy, isn't it, Ben? It's like
yeah,
the blade.
every Hot Toys Jedi or Sith comes with a blade that is like squashed. It looks like it's moving. Like, but again, doesn't look like it looks there because the way they do it in the photos and stuff, it's lit and
when you put it on, it doesn't look.
Yeah. So that's your Hot Toys announcement. Sorry, guys.
No,
this
you're
is a long
That's all right.
Highland G, are there any there that would tempt you?
Don't know. I think I like the Black Panther one. That looks quite cool, and the sculpt on the face looks really nice on that as well.
And I think, you know, Ben, you hit it on the head. It is kind of an emotional figure, that one. It's
the Black Panther.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it means
yeah,
something, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I think when an actor passes or whatever, it's amazing how much more relevance it can give something in your collection, or a figure, or a print, or something like that. I'm really keen. I'm desperate for a Carrie Fisher Leia. Anyone, to be honest, just so that I can have her commemorated.
Space Flying Jedi Leia, then. You going to have that one?
Yeah, because she was General Organa, you know, like she kicked ass. Like, it, you know, like, look, don't come at me.
I bet they'll just bring out Kid Leia, not General Leia.
Kid Leia. You'll get her with a Benny Hill figure, so she can get chased around the garden and stuff. You know, you can play the music. Tremendous.
Flea from Chili Peppers. Yes, please. So quickly then, third-party announcements. I'm going to have to use my phone as reference for what the hell these are in terms of weird names and third-party companies. So you got the Wolverine, inspired from X-Men Origins Wolverine, and this is made by is that JX Toys? So yeah, interesting legal one, that, because they're literally calling it Wolverine. They're not even trying to you know, go under the copyright or anything with that.
Haven't Hot Toys just put out a very similar one?
The Hot Toys is from Days of Future Past, so yeah, different outfit and stuff. But I'm quite excited about this, because the idea of maybe getting this and upgrading to a Hot Toys head sculpt or something like. But yeah, so that's coming out, and then moving along, this one I'm really excited about. I think it looks great. I think the head sculpt's fantastic, and it's of course based on He Who Remains, or they're calling it Nathaniel Richards Conqueror.
But he's only going to get more popular with the next sort of movies and series, aren't they? So I think he's a must.
So that's the King of Figures, that one. And then, of course, you get Wong, which we've all been crying out for. And, you know, unfortunately, third party are the first to step up to the plate. And that's Toys Battalion, who I believe are a leg of Toys Era. They're just like one of the side names that they have. But yeah, so he's just marketed as Sorcerer Supreme, if you want to have a look at him.
I mean, you've been after a Wong figure for a long time. I know you've talked about that a lot. So is that a figure you're going to
I don't
go
even
for?
necessarily want one. I just want there to
make
be one, like, because of his importance and because of, you know, diversity and stuff like that. Like, but yeah.
But still no Hot Toys announcement on a one.
No, nothing. Or we're still waiting on Chavez America. Miss Marvel.
We'll get an Iron Man version. Iron Wong. That's what we'll get.
Venomized Iron Wong.
Yeah.
So this is just a collection of images from the in art, the Batman. So there's about 5 or 6 different SKUs for this. So you can get like the rooted hair or the sculpted hair option. You can get double packs, you can get single packs, you can just buy the bat signal alone. But of course, in art are kind of really establishing themselves as the premier 1/6 scale figure, almost above Hot Toys. And because of that, the price says so as well. You are looking at a fair penny for this. But I mean, fuck me, that middle image looks like a photo. Like it's unreal. And here you can see it in a little bit better light and stuff and everything that it comes with. Multiple Riddler cards, which I don't know why you'd need that, but they're there. So yeah, Peter, out of interest, you've obviously seen like the Joker in the Pennywise. What else have we got? Gandalf. Nothing's in hand yet. Are you tempted to pick up any of the in-arts so far?
Well, without having something thrown at us, I'm not a massive fan of this rendition of the Batman. I didn't think the movie was that good, if I'm honest.
I mean, you're wrong, but yeah.
Yeah. But I do like that version of the Batman. But I have to say, Ben, when I first started collecting the Hot Toys, I thought 150, 200 pound would be my price point. And then obviously you got a little bit more with some of the other ones. Yeah. And then, Iron Man kind of hit the
behind you.
Yeah. But that said, these things are just crazy prices. You know what I mean? And actually,
yeah, I mean,
you mentioned there all the different options. That does my nuts in. Too many options for me is actually dissuading us because I cannot choose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Suzanne has asked in the chat about price points. So I think the bare minimum, the kind of basic sculpted, just Batman, I think, if I remember rightly, was about $400 to $450. And then, of course, you're looking towards the 1K mark for, rooted double packs and things like that. So it is a lot of money, but this is up for pre-order now, Zan. If you check it out, you can get all the prices and stuff.
And I guess the thing for me, Ben, would be it would be an interesting, maybe it's a future show or something like that, to do a real detailed comparison between this and the Hot Toys one, looking at the price difference between the two, because is it that different to the I don't know, is it that different to the Hot Toys? Does it justify the extra, what, 100 quid maybe on top of a Hot Toy? I don't know.
When they said they were doing it, and the Hot Toys had already come out in terms of prototype, I was like, I genuinely don't know how you can improve on that because it's perfection. And then I saw these pictures and I almost couldn't put my finger on it, but it was better, in my opinion. So I do think you're getting what you pay for in this respect, but I do also tap out at like £200, on a figure. So this is just not even in my wheelhouse. So yeah.
I mean, if we're talking a Michael Keaton Batman, I might have been having a different conversation if it was very, very good,
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much, Ben. So we'll move on to our next section, which is gaming. As we said, James normally does our gaming section forward, but he unfortunately can't be with us tonight. So I've just had a very quick look. So I was going to quickly go through this. Before we get onto that, Highland J, are you a big gamer? Do you do many computer games?
Yeah, I play off and on. Mostly Nintendo stuff or stuff on the PC with Steam. I'm not massive on the kind of Xbox, PlayStation side, but yeah, when I get in, I tend to kind of go all in. So like on Zelda, I must have put like 300 plus hours into the last Breath of the Wild game, but then I didn't play a game for like a month or so after that. So it's kind of waves.
Yeah. So kind of in depth in one game at a time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Good stuff. What about you, Simon?
Yeah, I'm an avid gamer, so yeah, I play all sorts there. I have an Xbox, I have a Nintendo Switch, and I have my PC. I'm mainly PC gamer, but I have pre-ordered Pokemon because I love playing Pokemon games on the Switch. I just really enjoyed those. The last one, Arceus, was amazing. I played Breath of the Wild, things like that, and at the moment, I play a lot of like League of Legends and type of games like that.
I've never played a Pokemon game.
Never played a Pokemon game?
No,
Never, not even
played
the
a-
original.
No.
No,
I've
they've
just whilst Ben's not, I've got no interest in Pokemon. I don't know why. It just doesn't.
Well, it was my sort of generation with Pokemon cards.
How dare you? What do you mean by that?
But
I
yeah,
feel like
it
is almost a
Pokemon came out
cult
when I
thing
was
in that
12.
way, where if you got into it in the first 2 to 3 games,
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
almost have to buy every new game that comes out
Every game.
because it's
I
just
mean,
you're going through the motions, but you still enjoy it anyway.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did stop. I think like I got like the first. I got like blue and red, and then I think you went black and white, and then gold and silver, and they just kept going and going and going.
I had a bit of a break when all the Game Boy Advance kind of area.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the Game Boy Advance one is when we had breaks. But Arceus, the way they've gone, it's a bit like Breath of the Wild. So it's very like open world. You run around. You actually throw a Pokeball now. You use and Pokemon can charge at you and all sorts, and your character. And yeah, so the new Pokemon game, I'm unsure about because the new main Pokemon in it are like motorbikes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're riding Pokemon as motorbikes.
This is the problem I find is like I think as the games progress, the world and gameplay is getting better with every game. So the interactivity, what you can do, what you see, the animations look better every time.
That's why I love Arceus.
But on the opposite end of that, every game adds 100 to 150 new Pokemon, and at this point they're drawing ice creams, bicycles, shields. They're not really animals.
Yeah.
So it's getting a bit random.
Pokemon, yeah.
Are you a Pokemon fan, Ben? Well, you are. I've seen you. You unpacked it. Didn't you unbox some big?
That was Digimon.
Oh, was that
No,
Digimon?
no. I had both.
Oh,
I had.
you have
yeah,
both.
I had a. During the pandemic, I made some weird purchases, and I've since sold stuff because I just haven't got the space. But I had a Togepi, like a life-size Togepi, and a life-size Squirtle. I don't have the space.
Squirtle, I remember.
But now I'm eyeing up a life-size Cubone because he was like one of my favorites. Yeah, I'm a big OG, so first 150 Pokemon, that's my jam.
Yeah.
And original Digimon series and stuff as well. So yeah,
I think you're
it's
probably
an
right.
age thing, Peter.
Yeah, I was going to say I think you're right. I think it's an age thing because Pokemon didn't do it for me, and again, don't throw stuff at us, but I've never really got into Power Rangers either. I'm afraid.
This is the thing. I think it's what you got into because I missed the train for Final Fantasy, and I just never connected with it down the line, whereas loads of my friends did.
Yeah.
I mean, Peter would have been like 30 when Power Rangers was on, so you know what I mean? Like, I don't blame you. Like, it's fine.
Get stuffed. Okay, so gaming news. Like I said, I've just quickly pulled some bits and bobs together. First thing on one side of the screen there, we've got Gwen. Do you know what the big news is about Gwen at the moment from a gaming point of view?
Are they doing a version of Spider-Man on PS4 with her?
No. Anybody?
I don't know. Is she an add-on to one of the Spider-Man games?
She's appearing in Fortnite.
That's exactly what I said.
I was going to say she's a skin or something in a fighting game.
Yeah.
So she's going to be in Fortnite. Now, I mean, I lost touch with my son used to play Fortnite a while ago, but I lost touch with it a while back. I think everybody's been in
Yeah,
Fortnite
they've
now,
got Dragon Ball Z at the moment, I think, at the moment.
I'm sure I saw something about The Rock being in it as well.
Yeah, The Rock was in it.
They've had everyone in it, yeah.
I've
So,
been in it. They had me as a
you in
kid.
it? Yeah, you weren't in for long, but yeah. No. So gaming news. People are very excited about this. Apparently, she's appearing in Fortnite. Like I said, this was interesting because I've not even given this a chance yet. Resident Evil. Now that is a game from my childhood. I remember playing the first Resident Evils and absolutely loving them. And I've followed the movies. I don't know if you guys have seen the movies or I've watched the movies. I haven't picked up on the TV show yet, but it's been slaughtered. and now it's cancelled.
It's bad.
I actually didn't make it past the first episode. Like, we watched the first episode, and I looked at my wife and I went, I can't do this. I can't.
If you do that,
this.
it's literally the first episode on something. It's like
so bad. It's so, like, I'd honestly describe it as like juvenile in its writing, everything, choices.
I agree, Ian.
It's awful.
I mean, there's not a lot of
everyone says it's trash.
not a lot of
it is,
love
literally.
for it. But hasn't it got some decent actors in it as well? Isn't there a couple of big names in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like her dad, I think, has been in a lot, and I'm trying to think if I recognise anyone else, but like, yeah, I mean, nothing could save it.
I think I saw a bit of it in passing, and the only reason I knew who the characters were is because they said their own names.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it is such a shame because that had the potential to be a really good show. I mean, the premise of it. And the movies, for as much as they do go a bit trashy and whatnot, they're good fun. The first few are quite entertaining, you know? So
just like, go really simple with it. Like, literally take half an hour to show someone breaking into a house and create that tension. And, you know, because that original game, that was why it was so bloody scary, because it took so long until the jumps came, you know, and then when they did come, you weren't expecting it and stuff like that. So, like, if they just kind of replicate that feeling of the games rather than throwing everything in the kitchen sink. I mean, the films were like bloody Matrix films, weren't they? Like, they just didn't resemble the games in any way. And
they did re-release Resident Evil, the first film, didn't they? They remade that.
Have they? Not sure.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's watched it.
No,
so, and I think that's supposed to be rubbish as well.
I mean, I think I've mentioned to you before, I've got an Oculus, which is a 3D headset, and we've got Resident Evil on that, and it's friggin' terrifying. You know, it follows that kind of original jump scare, like you said, Ben. You walk around and what are you laughing at? Nothing happens, and then you cack your pants, you know?
The image of you playing with this bloody thing makes me laugh.
I think the last two Resident Evil games were really good that have been released, but the series and movies are just not there the same as the games at the moment. The last game, I think, was really good. It had that vampire lady that everyone's cosplaying and everything. Yeah.
Just like, what, 7 foot tall or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that does it for me.
I was going to say, sounds interesting. Yeah, look out for that one. And I've popped this in because we did a show last week, What If Ghostbusters? Nice segue. And we mentioned this, I think, in the chat. I was totally unaware that this was coming out. And it looks brilliant. It looks absolutely brilliant. So really looking forward to seeing that. That's the one I think I will probably pick up. You guys excited for a Ghostbusters game?
Not my sort of game, but
no.
It looks good. If it's on Game Pass, I will play it. So if you don't know, Xbox do Game Pass, which is like a part of the monthly subscription. Like you get loads of free games on that. So a lot of Xbox players, they all have Game Pass. And so maybe a game like this would be released on Game Pass. I would download it and try it, but I wouldn't go out and buy it. So
this would be cool in your Oculus, though, Peter.
Yeah. I don't think there's a version for the Oculus, but there's but it would be very good because you mentioned something about Madam Two Swords. Can't say it. Is it Two Swords?
Madam Two Swords.
Two Swords.
You need loads of space if you're going to be waving your arms about with VR, though.
Yeah. I've tried one before.
Yeah, I knocked my light fitting off. That wasn't. But yeah. So yeah, it looks like a good game. So looking forward to that. That's literally all I had to talk about games because
James will be there like.
I could have talked about what's that one he likes, Good of Us or something, or The Last Train or something.
You're gonna wind him up now.
What the hell it is? Some shite. Anyway, so we'll move on, gentlemen, to show and tell. So this is the part of the show where we all show off something we've bought or something we have from our collections. So I'll start off just with a quick kind of canter through. I'm not going to show it all, but basically recently I ventured into my garage for the first time in a long time to try and get rid of a load of crap. I was actually trying to create space for hot toy boxes because they've just kind of taken over my life. And anyway, I found a box of stuff that was marked for car boot sale from my kids from when they were younger. So I obviously quickly ran through them and found a load of Marvel Legends. So I'm not sure if I put a picture up yet, but I found a Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. This is very weird. You cannot really move her arms because of these stupid wing things. But I mean, look at the profile on that. She's a healthy lady, but I quite like that one. So that'll go in my collection. This one's quite nice. An Invisible Woman. Again, not bad. We've got a Wasp. A classic Storm. It's very nice. A rather large Wonder Woman. Hot toy kind of size, but obviously nowhere near the same quality. But not bad at all. Don't know who she is. Is that... Anybody knows that?
She's the other Spider-Woman from what's her name? She might be one of the new ones in this Madam Web film, I think.
Madam Web, bloody hell. We had a little Black Widow, and then we'll have this one, which actually is quite a nice figure. I think this is from the Disney store or something.
Disney doll
It's
one,
basically a
yeah.
Barbie.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's
Here's wild.
the costume's the costume's quite nice. The weapons are crap, but the costume's not bad. But that's quite a nice figure. So that was quite a nice find. I was quite pleased to go through. I showed the kids them, and obviously they've demanded money off us for them, so I've just pretended I've thrown them away.
I think it's one of the biggest things I notice when you see newer figures to older figures is like a lot of the little accessories and stuff are a lot nicer now, whereas in the past it would have just been a solid lump of grey plastic.
Yeah. I mean, this is crap. I mean, it literally is. It's like a flimsy, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah.
But then at least I suppose it's a gun, because there was a big thing a while ago, wasn't there, about them not giving weaponry with some of the McFarlane figures and all that kind of stuff, guns in particular. So, but it's a bit of an odd one. But yeah, nice little find. So I was quite pleased with that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with them because they don't really fit anywhere on my shelves. I suppose the Legends I'll find something to do with. So that's my bits and bobs. We'll go over to Highland G first. What you got?
Okay, so as I said, I got a Red Hood statue. I've had a few different ones, just to kind of give kind of context first. I had a couple of smaller kind of different ones over time, but they've always had a little kind of tweak to them. So the smaller one that I had was one of the sort of Bushido Eichmann ones. So it was a very kind of like poser, kind of pretty boy looking kind of statue, rather than focusing on kind of being the classic kind of Red Hood. And another one I stumbled across over time was an Arkham Knight one. And it was a slightly smaller version that basically you can switch all the parts over to make him into Red Hood. So as opposed to the bigger XM one where he just looks like a red version of Arkham Knight, he actually looks like Red Hood once you've switched all the bits over. But they're both smaller statues, and I basically sold some of that to fund, because there's no way I can fund things at this kind of scale and price just straight out my kind of wages. And I also shopped around. So I found this at Gothic Gifts UK, I believe, and it was roughly about a third off of the retail price. The retail was roughly just over sort of 600 or so. So it's an expensive statue.
Don't drop it.
Yeah, exactly, right. This is the XM Red Hood. And yeah, he just looks absolutely awesome. He's in the classic sort of Red Hood and Outlaws with a leather jacket, this sort of metallic, the sort of chest plate and things. And there's lots of really cool little details. There's like a little gecko here on the bottom of the sort of drain pipe and things. And yeah, it just looks really, really cool. And then there's an alternate head as well, so you can have the regular full helmet or the damaged one.
Yeah. Wicked.
That's absolutely superb. You see,
man, you're making me want to go out and get an XM Studios bloody.
That's the first ever XM thing I've bought. As I said, the only reason I could afford it is because I sold one of my other ones to cover half the cost, basically.
I've always eyed up their Juggernaut statue.
You see, I used to collect
the Sandman as well.
Back in the day, I used to collect bone statues, bone busts.
Oh, and yeah, I used to have a couple of them.
Pretty much all of those at one point. But I have been tempted with statues before, I have to say. But the prices on them, the prices for some of those, if you're paying full price, is obscene, isn't it? It's a lot of money.
They can be, but I think just the fact that they're kind of pre-posed in a certain kind of way, you don't have to worry about getting them into that pose or breaking a joint or anything like that. I mean, as you guys have said, with a lot of the kind of posable figures, the amount of times like a foot will fall off or it won't quite stand right or something.
Yeah.
At least with this, you know it's going to stand. The only thing for me is balancing the cost to the bases. So as long as the base is less than sort of a third of the material, I don't really mind the cost because you're getting a really premium figure. But if the base becomes like 2/3 of what you're buying, then I'll probably opt out because it just feels like I'm buying a big chunk of ground that I don't really want.
Yeah.
I hear exactly what you're saying about the posing, because some of the hot toys and the figures, you see them advertised and they look stunning, and then you buy them, and I'm sure Ben's the same as me. I can never get them into the
Just
same
never quite,
shapes, or whereas at least with a statue, I guess But I would be
Was there
terrified.
Thor here, Peter, for 350 quid, UK based?
There's a really nice Thor called something in Brimstone by Sideshow, I think, where he's fighting Surtur, which is superb. I have looked. I have looked. Oh, yes. Nice. I like that a lot.
Let's
I like that a
invite
lot.
Highland on the show. We're going to be. These will all be gone. There'll be statues next week.
We can't buy any for a month.
I always hear that, in like the 1/6 scale community is people always say that the evolution is like Pops to 1/6, Pops and Marvel Legends to 1/6 to statues.
Yeah.
So
And
yes,
then if you go beyond that, it's life-size replicas. But
I would have started with things like Q-Fig, so that's similar kind of size, and then I bought a lot of what was the Bushido range. So there were roughly like, I want to say like 12 scale statues, but they were all really glossy and metallic. I never really liked a lot of them. So the only one I've ever really kept long term is my X-23 one, because I got the X-Force variant, so she's got like all the darkened bits of an eye of your face.
Amazing.
But then from then on, I kind of moved up. So I was looking at like the DC range of statues where they were roughly sort of 10th scale. And then I wanted little sets of things. I didn't want to have like 10, girls in whatever outfits, from they do like a garage range or something like that. I'd rather have like the 4 Titans or the 2 Birds of Prey, or like that kind of thing, like as a set. So like you've got all the Power Rangers behind you in a full kind of set that looks awesome together.
Yeah. And that's one of the frustrating things.
Either
I think
way.
Ben will agree about some of the things we collect, the hot toys, is that they don't seem worried about finishing sets. So I know Ben's looked at Suicide Squad before, and it's like totally random. You don't get the full, or you might get it in 15 years or something.
Well, that's where I think sometimes it's better to just not look at it as a set. So when I've done it with my statues, I wish I had a picture to share just now, but the statues that I've got of what I consider the Titans or Titan age group characters, so I've kind of included Red Hood and Supergirl in that. But I've just kind of created a set of statues. So like 2 of them are like the DC collection. One of them's, as I said, the XM. One of them's like a different range of kind of things. And I just put them together to build my own kind of thing up. And if you don't have like 4 matching DC ones and 1 odd one, it doesn't look odd because you've got a completely odd set anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where do you display all your statues in Highland G?
My bigger one's just now on top of my Calyx. The Calyx is up against the wall, and they're towards the back of the Calyx because I'm kind of scared to put them anywhere else. That's kind of not stable just now.
Statues, man, are so heavy. Like you've got to be really.
And then some of the smaller ones are in front of books on the Calyx, but they're smaller scales.
Yeah, because they are a fair weight, aren't they? And I worry about. There was an image a while ago. It was doing the rounds a couple of years back of someone whose entire statue collection was in glass shelves, and the top one had smashed, and it literally the shelves were open at the bottom, and it was just rubble. Everything had gone, and you think, oh, that's why I haven't got this thing in a cabinet, because the weight. I just think, Christ, it'll go through the shelves at some point.
Well, that's the thing. I'd love something like the kind of glass section you've got kind of behind, but like it built into my shelf. So like my imagination would be like, say, like 2 rows of Calyx, a row of that for statues, then like another 2 rows of Calyx. Like that would look awesome. Yeah. But I don't know if that would kind of mix and match.
Good stuff. Really like that.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
You do what suits you, innit? Like.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, Ben, what are you going to show with?
So I've got a couple of things. First thing, certain Triple G comics brought me back from Disney.
Ooh.
This little number. So obviously I'm a cosplayer. Fuck knows when I'm going to do Loki, but I'm going to do Loki now. Yeah, I actually saw this in one of Peter's videos, and I said, "Oh, like man, like, can you have a look at that for me?" And yeah, so I'm thrilled to bits. The horns actually kind of detach really easily. That was how Peter was able to kind of get it back from the States. But this is just an awesome piece. Does fit on my fat head, which is great news. And yeah, just looks really just looks the part. So I'll be doing that at some point. The other thing I wanted to show was I went to the Secret Cinema Guardians of the Galaxy show at the weekend. So anyone who's not familiar with Secret Cinema, it's basically an immersive cinema experience. So what will happen is you'll have like a 2.5 hour or whatever experience where you enter the world of the film. So previously they've done Back to the Future, where you kind of go to Hill Valley, and they literally built Hill Valley outside. It was incredible. Built the clock tower, everything. They've done Star Wars, where you kind of went on a ship, got off the ship, and it was Tatooine. They had sand all on the floor and everything like that. And this was Guardians of the Galaxy. And yeah, you have the experience, and then you watch the film after the experience in a kind of, you know, it might be 3D, 4D, there might be special lighting or things happening in front of the screen and stuff. So yeah, absolutely incredible. I picked up little memento here. So this is my clan. So basically, before the event, you went on the website and you could generate yourself like a name and a Ravager clan. So I was part of the Galactic Spanners, and that is our Ravager clan badge there. And then I've managed to keep this from the event. So during the event, I actually betrayed my clan because I'm an asshole, and I worked for Yondu. So Yondu gave us this card, and it had like some encrypted wording. We had to go and basically decrypt what it said, and then we had to go find that person. We did like a mission for that person. It was like this weird kind of breakup thing with one of the Ravagers. We went to them, then we had to go find Gamora, then we had to go find some, you know, trader and get, what was it, the celestial spine fluid. So we kind of got that, and we had this package, brought it back to Yondu, and he rewarded us with some points for our clan. So yeah, it was just escapism in its purest form. So I highly recommend, if anyone does get the chance to go to a Secret Cinema, do it, because they're some of the best nights of my life, genuinely.
Sounds absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does sound like great fun. So
when the ship like landed, we stepped out, and the first kind of scene was basically recreating, you know, that like robot, like Ladies of the Night house, that like they visit, that the Ravagers visit. So they had that. They had like, you could see them in the windows. They had like a Nova Corps just stood there, like fully in his uniform and helmet and everything. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
Very jealous. It sounds superb. Excellent. Right then, Simon, what have we got?
Hello. So what's come in my post lately? Star Wars. I've just come. You've been to Galaxy's Edge, haven't you, Peter?
Yeah.
So this one was a Galaxy Edge exclusive. Obviously, you can get them on eBay, but people buy them at Galaxy Edge. Did you see this one?
No, I didn't spot that one.
No,
like
Captain Cardinal.
Yeah.
So there's like, I think there's about 6 you can collect from Galaxy's Edge. So in the toy store there. So that one came. I ordered that off eBay, and then I'm really happy on this one. So this isn't on the main line; it's on the archive line. He's not on the main line yet. So when I mean the main line with Star Wars, they have like pictured sides on the boxes, which look really nice. Which at the moment I've been buying them and stacking them with the picture sides on some shelving units that I've got. But I have got Thrawn.
Very nice.
So yeah, really happy with that one. So I wanted to get him because I've nearly finished Rebels. I just need to get. I've ordered Sabine Wren, so and then my Rebels collection will be finished. So I thought I needed to add a Thrawn to it. So
Very
Can't
cool.
wait to see him in Ahsoka. Like, I'm buzzing.
yeah,
Buzzing for it.
Is he confirmed? Is he? Is he definitely in it?
Yeah, I'll be in. Yeah, because
Yeah.
she alludes to it. You know, the character that Ahsoka has the like sword fight with or whatever. She alludes to the fact that he's out there, because the last we saw of him, him and
he's Rebels.
what's his face, sort of sacrifice themselves and go off into
Good
the
stuff.
galaxy. Ezra, that's one.
Good stuff. Okie dokie, guys. So moving on, we've got smaller scale figures to talk about. I love that tune. It just tickles us. Anyway, we'll canter through this because I'm conscious of the time. This is just looking at some of the smaller figures that you might pick up. And first off, we've got some Marvel Legends figures. We've got Gore, which is the comic accurate version as opposed to the Christian Bale movie version. I think Christian Bale for me saved that movie, but this version is much more comic accurate. And I quite like that. I think I might be inclined to pick one of those up because I do like the character, and I don't know, it looks like a good looking figure to me. What do you guys think of that one?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I think a lot of the Hasbro collectors were calling out because they were disappointed with the film version coming out, and they were like, even though, you know, that's what the film version was, so they wanted the normal version from the comics. So the fact that this one's coming out, it looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Ben, you moved away from the smaller figures. Are you ever tempted to come back in and pick up a few of these, or was that just another step too far?
No, because so I did the same thing with pop vinyls. I had about 60 or so, and I sold them in one full sweep, lost a lot of money, just sold them. And it's almost too painful to ever get a pop vinyl ever again. Like, I can't just get one ever. I'll never be able to get one because there's no point in starting that again, sort of thing. So I feel exactly the same as I do with you know, the 6-inch sort of range, because there's just no point in, like, I know the rabbit hole now. There's no point in jumping down it again. I'm already down 6.
So you'll not be picking up that Toad figure then?
That's the closest I've come to coming back on board. That and the bloody Rhino. It was like they waited for me to quit, and then they
bring the best figures.
My favorite characters one by one. And this version of Ghost Rider, another favorite. It's like, but there's a HasLab coming out for Ghost Rider. They've not said what it is yet. A lot of rumors going on, but there's going to be a HasLab project, which is usually the, you know, 350, 400 quid.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I like
where
this
your mouth is type thing.
I think Ghost Rider is a tremendously visual character, and that particular action figure looks amazing. I did look at the, is it Hot Toys that have done it, or Sideshow? There is a 6-scale.
Hot Toys did the Nick Cage one way back when, and there's a third-party Carter Slade version, you know, the cowboy.
Yeah, and there's an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. version as well. I looked at a little while ago.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, I do like the look of that.
Because that's the rumor, is that the HasLab is Robbie Reyes and his car.
Right. Oh, right. I see.
Because there is one Ghost Rider with a bike already. So
Marvel Legends.
Yeah, Marvel Legends. Yeah.
There's Cosmic Ghost Rider as well with his.
I do like a bit of Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Ghost Rider is like one of my favorite things Marvel have ever done. It's
Highland G, do you pick up many Legends, Marvel Legends?
No, not really, because as I said, I'm not really into like all the joints and stuff. I am tempted, as you guys have kind of said, because some of the characters that you get, you can't really get in other kind of sizes and things. So like some of the ones I said earlier, like Arsenal and like Wally West and stuff, they'll do those as like smaller McFarlane figures, which look cool in that scale, but I really want it in a proper, like, you know, 1/10 or 6 scale kind of thing.
Because I don't think I've got I don't think I've put the images on this particular slideshow, but McFarlane have not all gone on full tilt with the Flash figures recently. There's an awful lot of those out.
They've just
some of them are
announced
tremendous.
loads of new
Yeah.
ones. I mean,
Yeah.
McFarlane have just brought out so many new figures. I've ordered the new, is it the Booster Gold one? And
Yeah, that's
Blue
good.
Beetle. I needed to get it. I was like, got to get that one.
There's even just like tweaked ones of like stuff, so there'll be like a slightly different version of it,
Yeah.
where they've got a different color
Yeah,
scheme or something.
yeah.
Simon, you mentioned these. These are the What If line. So there's some
What
really
If line.
interesting
So
characters.
that's what started my collection, really, the What If line. My cousin bought me one for Christmas, the original What If line. I have all the Marvel Legends What Ifs, and these are extended ones. I will be getting these. I was two-minded because obviously, like I said, I wasn't happy that Hasbro have gone windowless. But that's another question. But I'm still going to get these. I've ordered the Howard the Duck one. I haven't ordered the others yet, but Howard the Duck was a must for me. So, but also on top of the What Ifs, which is really annoying, I want the really, because they've only brought out one old version Ultron that Ben used to have.
Yeah.
And I love the What If Ultron. And so you can get him in a BAMF version.
Right.
So I would really love to get that.
There is a hot toy version coming, isn't there? I'm
Mm.
sure I've seen that advertised, but that'll be expensive.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck figure looks tremendous. I love the Red Skull figure as well. I'm sorry, I thought I had another image.
And
there
then
was
there's
some-
zombies.
Yeah,
Zombie Iron Man and Zombie Scarlet Witch.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also an Agent Wu as well,
Yeah.
which is an interesting figure choice. I don't know why. I don't know, because he's
There's also I think Loki with a like huge Tesseract is coming
Right.
out.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, some nice figures there from Legends. These really caught my eye. So these are from McFarlane as well. This is the Super Powers range. Again, this caught my eye because of the nostalgia attachment. I remember having the original versions of the Superman figure from there, and also the Supermobile, which is a bizarre bloody thing. But I had the die-cast version of that, and I just like the look of them. I won't be buying any of these, but I just from a nostalgia point of view.
You will. You
Yeah,
will.
well, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, you will.
From a nostalgia point of view, I really did quite like them. Did you guys have any of the original ones of these?
No,
I'm very old.
it's a different
No.
generation.
I've had a bunch of older figures, but it wasn't like Marvel or DC. It was all like TV show related stuff.
Yeah. So I get a lot of that as well.
My first figures were He-Man and Turtles and things like that. I never really had Superman and anything.
What's the thing? I had Turtles, Power Rangers,
Yeah.
Beetleborgs, whatever was around at the time.
Yeah.
I've also always hated Superman. So
Oh, Ben. I mean, Zan's right here. Why would Superman need a Superman? I completely agree. But Ben, your hatred for Superman, I'm going to talk about that in a show in a few weeks' time when we're talking about TV, because you really do need to go and watch Superman and Lois. It's a superb TV series.
It
really
is.
is.
It's really good.
oh, I watched 10 minutes.
Yeah. Me, you shite. Yeah. There's my other legends. So there's the Agent Wu I mentioned. I absolutely love this Beta Ray Bill. I will definitely be picking one of those.
It's Diamond Select though, isn't it, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Beta Ray Bill Legends one, which it looks really good as well.
Yeah.
But not as good as that one.
I mean, that
The
looks
thing is with a
phenomenal.
Diamond Select Beta Ray Bill is that he can be jacked up anyway, so the size difference kind of won't. He can fit in with your Marvel Legends fine,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if I've mentioned it on this show or not, but I've decided for the smaller scale figures, I'm going to start a bit of a Thor collection. So all the different variations and versions of Thor and his supporting cast. So I will definitely be getting a Beta Ray Bill. And then we've got She-Hulk.
The head sculpt on this is sensational.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I saw this head sculpt and I was like, if Hot Toys can do that, then I'd be all in, even if it looked terrible.
I don't like the joints on it because they can make better butterfly joints than that. But yeah, it looks amazing. I will be getting this one because obviously that looks like Ultron's leg for the BAMF version.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Ben's right. I think the head sculpt on that is phenomenal, to be honest. I wish there was a stream you could go to watch a little bit about She-Hulk, perhaps watching it starting last episode. Does anybody know of any of those shows?
Oh, yeah, it's funny you should say that, Peter. Yeah, no, you can check out the Intronale episode. So it's the introduction to She-Hulk, and then we're going to come back and chat about the finale. I wonder if this figure twerks.
Potentially, yeah. In my imagination, it does. Yeah, and
That
yes,
was a
everybody,
weird
you are right.
You've never seen me twerk, Peter. Like genuinely, I've had
Star Wars
like,
Celebration. I'm hoping.
I've had people baffled that a fat white man like me can twerk the way that I do.
Oh, I'm not going to speak.
That's gotta be put on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving swiftly on. Simon, you
Yeah.
pop these guys up.
I did. So yeah, this is a weird one, but I will be getting it. I've ordered the Darth Vader there from the Obi-Wan series. So these are part of the main line. So you can see with the pictures down the sides of them. So I turn them that way, so they all collection and they like make a whole scene, and they look amazing. They are windowed as well, so which is what I've been trying to talk to you, Peter, a bit about. I was like, I don't understand Hasbro because they are releasing new figures and new lines, and some are windowless and some are windowed. It's like they still can't decide what they want to do.
No, they're
but
phasing
this-
it. They're getting people familiar with the idea before they do it across the board.
Yeah. But what do you reckon to this, Ben? This is the New Hope version of Darth Vader.
Was the Ralph McQuarrie concept art
Mhm.
version? So it's what was originally the plan, and everyone was supposed to have like white lightsabers originally, and
Right.
the blade looked
Yeah.
different, and yeah, that's why Vader's mask kind of stretched out, and Obi-Wan obviously looks completely different.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Ralph McQuarrie.
I'll not be getting any of them.
God.
More
Yeah.
Star Wars.
So these are the new lines. So Hasbro just announced the Andor line, which will be coming for the Andor series. And then on the right is from the new Jedi Lone Survivor game. They are exclusives, I think. In America, they're exclusive to GameStop. I don't know what they will be exclusive here. So I don't know if that's Game or Smiths or somewhere like that. But I'm interested in getting the Gaming Greats ones. But yet again, as you can see, windowed and windowless. You see, so it's like Hasbro. You know, are you going windowed? Are you going windowless? They've made like the mainline series and collector edition ones, like Andor, and yet like the Gaming Great ones, these have gone windowless.
So, as an inbox collector, I'm sensing a bit of frustration with that.
He's furious.
Yeah, I am furious because it's like, make your mind up, because it's like, look, are you going full windowless and yet you're bringing more new figures windowed?
Yeah, but then you're getting windowed ones and then turning them to their side.
Okay,
I'm with you, Ben. I'm with you,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I was
with
thinking
these.
exactly the same thing. Yeah. That's not
But
the point. He
That's not
knows
the
that some of them are
point.
windows. Yeah.
I'm on about other collectors, like that don't turn them to the side.
I love that. I love that battle droid, man.
Yeah.
Paint job on the
Highland
battle
G, are
droid,
you
so-
aware of this? I'm just because you weren't on the show, obviously, where we talked about this a while ago. Are you aware of this controversy regarding window to windowless? Is that something you?
I didn't know it was a controversy, but I just kind of presumed that with the whole kind of everybody wanting to virtue signal about the sort of recycling things right now, that any avoiding of plastic is the way
Absolutely.
they're going to go.
So basically, what they've done is they've decided to try and save the planet. They're going to get rid of the plastic in these boxes, and some people are up in arms about it. Some people aren't bothered.
But
Yeah, I mean, if you display them front first, I could understand how that could be annoying if you get halfway through a set and then all of a sudden you can't display your figure. Like, I could understand that. But as you guys are saying, if you're displaying them sideways, what difference does it make?
I think what Highland G's saying is, Simon, get a bloody grip. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Sorry, James, it's teetering on it. If
It's like all the spines
silence,
and omnibus stuff when people talk about the size of a font on a spine. I'm like, the spine goes against the table while you're reading it. Stop worrying.
doesn't matter. James, you're dying to say it. Go on.
Go on.
Personally, I think it's a disgrace, the window boxes.
Oh, I was waiting for it. Hey, oh.
yeah, easy.
I was actually chiming in on the relevant conversation, Peter. Heyo!
Hey-o! There we are. And we've got Efren. in the chat. Hi, Efren. How you doing, bud? James, I've heard lots of people say that the game section tonight was far superior to usual. I talked all about Best of Us.
I enjoyed it
that
a
thing
lot
you
more.
like.
That's not at all what I read in the
I
comments.
filled in a bit.
I can't believe it devolved into Fortnite talk, Peter.
I heard you love
I'm
Fortnite.
disgusted.
If in
Absolutely
doubt,
disgusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving quickly on to more McFarlane toys, these gold labels. I think the sculpts on these are phenomenal. That Robin looks brilliant, and I love that.
That Robin
Superman,
looks really good,
doesn't it? So
Yeah.
I am tempted
That's Red
to
Robin,
pick up
right?
some of these. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Tim
Peter,
Drake, isn't it? Yeah.
hold on. Here's an intervention, right?
What?
Are you displaying these when
Yeah.
you're getting the smaller
Well,
scale ones?
One of the reasons
Yeah.
I've got the
Because
1
if you're
month
not,
kind of
stop.
sabbatical.
Stop
No,
getting
I
them.
take them out of the boxes and I've got them waiting to be displayed. So
Waiting where?
Wait.
You can't even
In a box.
display your hot toys.
But McFarlane are doing a Arkham, like the Arkham
Yes,
video
they
game
look
Wave, so
amazing.
they look
Yeah.
incredible. A couple of them are exclusives, but I might end up going because I have a Joker and a Batman. I might end up going down that rabbit hole. I
See,
think.
I want to, obviously, this is why I want like a diorama set. I do want to take the McFarlane out boxes. I want to like make like a sort of whole Justice League one, and then below that, I'm really big into my Green Lanterns. I want to do like, but they did like a BAMP version of Atrocious, which is the Red Lantern Corps,
he's
and that
superb,
looks amazing. I'd like to get the BAMP version of that.
So I'm grateful that me and Ben have gone this 1 month kind of sabbatical, because you're aware of B&M Bargains, that shop chain, yeah.
Yep.
Little plug for you if you want to sponsor the channel. But I was in there earlier this week. B&M Bargains, Triple G by B&M Bargains, marvelous. I was in there earlier this week, and I had some of the McFarlane figures, and I had Flash and Zoom. And I thought, I could put up a great.
You can pick
setup
up
with
figures, just not one SIP scale.
No, Ben, I'm going all out. I'm not buying anything. I've let it
Not buying
pass, and I
foods,
think I've been very controlled by not.
electricity.
I've not picked you up on the fact you've bought a pin badge. To be honest, I've let that one slide.
It's a bit bad.
I'm not buying anything. It's
I'm
killing
glad
us.
you let
fucking
mine
killing us.
slide.
What is so no, I was very tempted to buy the Flash and Zoom because I thought that would look tremendous side by side.
Yeah.
I'll go and buy them. I'm gonna give you a hallway pass for that.
They do look amazing. Is that
Alright.
one where they stand on, Peter?
Yeah.
It does look amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I cannot start collecting these figures as well. I cannot, man.
They
Yes.
do look good, so good though. Like
Thanks,
McFarlane
Sam.
have really they've upped the scale on Hasbro, I think. So yeah.
I don't know what I thought about this. Did you guys see this? This is the Mondo
Yes.
Man thing.
Yes.
But this there has been a previous version of this, Ben, right?
Yeah, there's two versions actually already.
Right.
There was the original one, which was kind of traditionally painted, with all the details and everything like that. Then there was it's like black and red, I think the other version. It's like a weird color scheme, and then obviously this one. But like this one, it's like half what I would like. What I want is I want this color, but then with just some of the details from that original one. Like I almost want to, if you could blend this one with the first one and then make a new figure, that's the one I would want.
It almost looks like a 3D print that's just come off but hasn't had the paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
see-
and it's a shame because the details are phenomenal on this figure, and like that color palette is a great base color to kind of build everything else off on. But
See, I'm glad you are saying that because I thought it was just because everybody. There's a lot of positivity about this online, and
Yeah.
I love the contrast between the kind of the blood red eyes and the green. But I kind of not look at the tree and thinking, well, why is it luminous green? I don't the skull.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Even
It
just a
doesn't-
light, like dark wash across it or something, would add a bit more kind of depth.
For
to
me,
it.
it looks like it's going to glow in the dark or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
just a
definition of
strange-
cash grab, like this. Like
Yeah, basically, it is. It's just a strange one.
it's your Chrome Trooper, style
Yeah,
release. Yeah. Bore off.
Yeah. I did like these. These are the turtle figures from Secret of the Use. I mean, I've as Ben has as well. I've got some of these turtle figures now. I don't think I'll
Not
be
mine
picking
anymore.
up. Oh, you got rid of yours, didn't you? Yeah. I don't think I'll be picking up another set, but they do look like nice figures, and I like the fact they're coming in 2-packs. I think that's quite smart. So they're quite nice figures. The other thing, I know Ben's talked about this before. I can't get my head around it. This is the NECA accessory pack for Dracula. But you're paying a pretty penny for this, and it's basically,
Yeah.
not a particularly
Something-
detailed coffin.
Something that should have been with the actual figure.
Dracula.
You know,
Yeah.
like that's the thing. Accessory pack.
It's the same as the mummy and the sarcophagus pack. Like they're just they know what they're doing, NECA, because like I've got obviously the other monsters, and it's like I want that sarcophagus.
Yeah.
If I get Dracula, I'm going to want this coffin, and you just reluctantly give your money, like, oh,
I
okay.
think I saw somewhere. I think McFarlane are looking to do diorama sets next.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a new way of selling, because everyone wants a diorama. So they've brought out a whole, is it classic Batman set with his the movie version.
All right. Right.
Yeah, so McFarlane I think have that out. So
The 66 thing.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very toy-y. It's
Would it go with me Batmobile?
Have you got 66 Batmobile?
I've got a die-cast Batmobile signed by Adam West and Burt Ward.
Ooh.
Yeah, might well do.
Yeah, it probably would go.
Nice. Okay, guys. So that's all I wanted to talk about on the smaller scale figures. Just talking about a little bit about what's coming up on the channel. Obviously, we're usual videos, but I've got go live every Tuesday night now. Next week, we're doing What You're Watching. We're basically going to review different programs that have been on over the last month. So we'll touch briefly on She-Hulk, a little bit about Lock and Key, a little bit about Samaritan, which is a pretty cool film with Sylvester Stallone that's just been out. And I want to talk a little bit about...
out now?
Yeah. It's not bad. It's and a little bit about the Game of Thrones prequel, which is absolutely tremendous. So if anybody would like to come on that show, please do let us know. And then the week after that, we've got What If Wonder Woman. Week after that, we've got a bit of a roundup of all the various geeky news, TV news, MCU news that's been happening over the last month. So, James, have you got anything coming up on your channel you want to talk about? Sorry, just to jump on. Someone in the comments has just mentioned Zan. Comic stuff, yeah, I am predominantly a comic channel, so I do toys, but What You're Watching, What If, and Geek Report will be comic focused. And I've also got a comic video out this Friday, which I think is an unboxing. I put a comic video out today, which was just a one I quickly rattled up on my phone, which was a little bit about She-Hulk and the Wrecking Crew. So, James T, what have you got coming up on your channel?
So I was working on a video, but I'm going away on Friday, and unfortunately I kind of ran out of time, so I will finish that when I get back. And that's on the Last of Us TV show. And then The Last of Us Part 1 came out, so I haven't had a chance to play it. So when I get back in about a week and a half, I'll do up a review of that anyway.
Tremendous. And you're going to be away for, is it a week you're away for?
About a week and a half. I'm in Vegas.
Oh, well, we're gonna miss you. So you will be missed. I hope you have a lovely time. Very jealous. I'd love to do Vegas. Ben, what have we got coming up on your channel?
My Figure Fantasy show is Saturday, as I spoke about earlier. And I think the Andor Intranale show will be coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. So, yeah.
When's Andor out? Is that?
So 3 episodes drop on the 21st of September. So it's going to be a big Intranale.
Yeah. 3 episodes. Are they hour episodes or half-hour episodes?
I imagine they'll probably be about 45 minutes. I'd say. I don't know.
Yeah. Excellent. So lots to look forward to there. Highland G, what you got coming up?
So I've got my usual kind of Coastal Look review videos. They come out on every Sunday, I think it is. So they're just kind of pre-scheduled in advance. And the next thing I'm working on is my big kind of unhaul for the last couple of months, just kind of talking about what I've cleared out and money that's come back in and stuff like that, because I've had quite a bit of feedback around that. It's quite a good, fun conversation.
Yeah, you do some tremendous videos, don't you, about how you sell some of your stuff on eBay and various platforms to try and recoup some of your money, which I've
Yeah, I like to talk about the whole process, you know,
Yeah.
like what you're doing without kind of like hiding anything. So I'm not getting like right into the nitty gritty of like I paid this, I made this amount of profit, I lost money kind of thing. But it's more about like here's ways you can do it, here's the way to make it less hassle for you, you know, and ultimately like you can make more space out of that. So like with money tightening and all these kind of different things kind of going on, if you can cover half the cost of your next book or statue out of previous ones that you no longer use or look at, then you know it's a way
Use
to kind
the
of keep
hobby
things
to
going.
fund the hobby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
absolutely. I've watched some of those vids and I always find them very useful because I think you're both exactly right there. These things aren't cheap, and you know you sometimes have to let go of stuff to get new sexy stuff.
Yeah, sadly, but
Yeah. Simon, what have we got coming up?
Still working on my channel, so I'm very busy boy at the moment. I'm still currently looking for a job, so because I've been out of work for a while. So until I do that and get financially stable and everything like that again, then I will be launching my channel. Probably more, hopefully, into the December sort of period. But then I am going away at the end of December as well. Hopefully I can go see Efren because I'm going to San Diego.
Oh, tremendous! Oh, that'll be
Yeah,
amazing. He can show you the sights. I'm sure he would love that.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
I wanna meet Efren.
Oh, look at that little face. Look at that little face. Okay, dokie, guys. So listen, thank you very much. It's been great having you on tonight. Highland J, Simon, lovely to have you as part of the show. So really do appreciate that. If I can just encourage anybody that's watching, as soon as you finish watching this, pop over to the boys over on This Week in Metropolis. They've got a show going live at the moment, so that's well worth well worth a watch. Or if you fancy a review of Maverick, go over to Riley's Reviews, Ben. Is that right? Reviews with Rich. Reviews with Rich. Go over to Reviews with Rich, and he's reviewing Maverick as we speak. So thank you very much, everybody. And we'll say good night and hopefully see you all next month. So thanks very much, everybody. Take care now. Bye.
Bye.